Environmental stresses could include tobacco smoke, getting tangled in bed, a minor illness, or a breathing obstruction. Babies who die of SIDS are thought to have problems in the way they respond to these stresses and how they regulate their heart rate. Our guest this morning is Tulani Gumede, a parent who lost his child suddenly, a 6-month-old. Now, as I'm trying to explain to you what SIDS is and what it stands for, you saw that part of the article where it says most deaths do happen during the first 6 months of a baby. Later on, we will tell you what you can do to prevent SIDS. Tulani, I wonder what the doctor told you. At that moment, it's happened, and you're trying to wrap your head around that, and it's not working. You've been called from Durban, and you're thinking, we're going to save this child. And then the doctor tells you, we've lost the battle. We cannot do anything else. Did they give you an explanation?
No, they did not. Thank you so much for the question. They did not. We only found out about 3 days later, during the postmortem. Then the doctor told us that they analyzed the baby, and they realized that it's possible that it's caught dead because a week before his passing, we had been with the doctor for normal checkups, and everything was fine, So, then I get there, and the doctor tells me that they tried everything, and there's nothing they could do after that. And
was he born underweight? Because it says there it's common among children born prematurely or underweight.
With him, it was normal. It was just normal. Everything normal. And every time we take him to the doctor for normal routine checkups.
Everything was normal.
Yeah, everything, his charts and everything was so impressive, So, that's when I started researching on cord death,
And thanks to that research, there are things we experience in life that are not meant for us, they're meant for others. Thanks to that experience, you researching on it, you wrote for us a book that will help a lot of us, Grief and Hope. So let's talk about mental health, depression. You're doing everything possible to move on. And I think the thing with men is that you want to move on so fast. Because for me, I don't mind crying for 7 years. I don't mind it. I lost my mom in June last year.
Sure, sorry to hear that.
And very unfortunate. So, and I still cry until today. I've got times when I'm on air, I'm overwhelmed. I will find time, go to the bathroom and just cry it out. And I'm willing to do that for as long as it takes. I will not rush the process.
Sure.
Men tend to do that a lot. I remember my father going back to work. He's a welder. And he went back to work after 2 weeks of losing my mom. And I'm thinking, you lost your wife just 2 weeks ago, and you're looking for some monies to buy you what? Sugar and posho, and to what end? But again, from your experience and a lot of other men that we hear from, they will go to work as a distraction.
That's correct.
But it did not help you. It was making matters worse.
Sure.
So probably talk to us about that experience, the very first experience with a psychiatrist, and you're being told you're undergoing depression. Then mental health comes in, and how you overcome that.
I think it was a challenge for me because the way I experienced it, I lost concentration. I couldn't even concentrate for 30 seconds. I couldn't watch TV. So I ended up staying at home for the whole month. Taking medication. So I think the opportunity to interact with the psychiatrist really helped me because it sort of revealed some of the things that I was not aware of, So I keep saying that so that especially men could understand the importance of that because we react differently. Like for an example, in my case, I had to go to work and overwork myself, And that on its own, it's so painful because especially for the spouses. There are a lot of people that I'm currently dealing with. I realize that it becomes a challenge because our coping mechanism will be different, So when I do that to somebody, it might look as if, hey, this guy is leaving his wife alone, only to find that I'm also going through the hardest thing. I'm trying to cope, And the other thing, especially with couples, it was never the same with me and my Nompilo, my wife, You come back home, you're like, today I feel great, I feel okay. And then you walk into your house and then your wife is not feeling good because she misses the child. And now from up there where you were feeling great, you need to adjust now and come to a level, The following day I come back from work, I just want to talk about a child and she's bubbly, She doesn't want to talk. So a lot of couples
Oh,
struggle.
so that was quite conflicted.
That's correct, yeah.
One moment you want to talk about the child,
Yeah.
but she's not interested.
Yeah.
And then the next time you come in hyper and you're saying, today let's enjoy dinner, but that's when she wants to talk about the child, and you're not
Yes.
into it.
Yes.
And then at some point, I imagine you're both seeing each other, but not really seeing each other.
That's correct,
You're
yeah.
seeing the child.
Yes, and a lot of women,
sad.
it's easy for them to feel neglected during the process. And then it comes across as if men are not considerate, Love language is different as well. Some people, when they're going through hard times, they will need some hugs, and you find that when, like personally, when I'm going through something hard, I just go into a corner. I need my space, But the other person needs to be embraced, So that clash can
So how
easily...
did you deal with that?
It makes a lot of couples struggle there, because a lot of, especially women that talk to me, asking me to help their husband, that is the main thing, that he is running away from it, He's playing soccer, he's doing this and that, only to find that they are doing that because it's just the way of dealing with it, So most of the times we take a bullet because it's like we are ignoring the situation at home, only to find that it's our wiring. At times we cannot help it, because we are told that men need to be strong from our infancy,
Yeah.
Now you are 20, 30 something, you need to obviously suddenly change from the other extreme to, it becomes difficult.
I'm dying to find out. And I hope that there's somebody else who's in my space right now. How then do you get past that and start trying to have a second child?
Thank you so much for the question, because first thing that happens when you lose a child, a lot of people, when they try to comfort you, they ask you to try for another one, And that was most difficult for us, because we wanted to, to go through each and every process of feeling the pain of what had happened, And then a couple of years later, we were then ready to have another child. And then the doctor then told Nompilo that she's got a cyst, I don't know if I'm calling it correctly.
Yeah, it's a cyst, a growth.
Exactly. So at that time, we were like, okay, we've gone through the processes. We are ready now to have another child. And then the doctor tells us, no, you can't have a baby, And then it's like, what is happening here, That was the hardest thing. In fact, yesterday when I was listening to the show, I immediately WhatsApped Nompilo, because the miracle, the rainbow.
Oh, it's just the rainbow. Yes, the new term that I launched yesterday. Yes.
And it was amazing, because we did a photo shoot.
Because you guys have a rainbow baby.
We did a photo shoot with our second born, and the photographer did a rainbow thing. I didn't get it then up until you said it yesterday.
Oh!
He is 6 today,
Yes.
And it was quite amazing when you said it. It all clicked.
Wow.
That, oh, okay,
Yeah.
So we were ready. I think I can easily try and encourage people to go through the processes of grief, because the first thing that a lot of people can easily make mistakes is to try and replace a child, and then you
I think it will help with the
and
healing.
then you treat them differently, because maybe they are not what you lost. They're uniquely themselves,
Yeah.
and
You lost a son and you're
Exactly.
giving birth to a daughter.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
My goodness, yeah.
Yeah, but it's been great. I think for me, the more I started talking about it, it was the more, as painful as it is, but I saw a bigger picture, I saw a bigger picture, because I realized how hurting a lot of men are, in particular. Again, I'm going to keep repeating to men,
Yeah.
referring to
Glad
men.
you are.
That's
We talk
where-
to women a lot. So, yes. Chris and I are happy that we're talking to men finally. Yes.
Yes. When you studied, you check the statistics, a lot of us are abusive towards women. And when you you dig deep, you realize it's because of these unresolved issues that we're battling with, So we need to talk about these things and find people that we can talk to, and express ourselves, I think it's mainly about that, because a lot of people, they find themselves drinking, abusing alcohol, drugs. Some, they'll find themselves doing things they never thought they would do, because they're trying to cope. And in the process, you hurt other people and even the people you love.
Your first book,